Uh, okay. Okay, so I'm on 2 lives. I don't know how I did this, but kudos. Okay, sorry guys that it took me a little while. You are right. The hurricane it wasn't chaos magic. It was Hurricane Idalia that's been causing a ruckus. All right. So is the music too loud? I hope not. I'm in the other live, Diane. So I have 2 lives going. One of the lives you could see the candle better because I'm doing the candle, but I'll show you everything because this live is for us to interact. This is just for you participants. So yes, I hope you're all here. I'm sorry it took me a little while to get back on. So the first thing we got is our candle, right? I know that some of you guys, when you got your candle, some of the energy rubbed off what I wrote. That's fine. Okay. Reason for that is the sun and moon energy because I added a lot of sun and moon energy to it. So it's going to rub off. And then we use the sigil with the energy of Venus, the energy of wealth, and which I think mine rubbed off. Okay, no. You can see here the sigil that we made for Patreon. On the bottom, I did the divine name of God, energy for protection, for manifestation and speedy manifestation. And then I wrote the intentions on them, right? So I wrote the intentions that you sent me. So whatever intentions you sent me, I wrote them on there. That doesn't mean you could change your intentions around. You can. If you want to change something, add something, feel free to do so. Also inside of the candle, it has the sigil, and I added extra energy too. Do not leave these candles alone. Okay, there's a lot of energy in these candles. You do not want to leave them alone. So if you open both lives, in one of the lives, you'll be able to see the ritual. And then in this live, we're going to chat about this blue moon. All right. Okay. Does everybody hear me and see me okay? Okay. All right. Okay. The next candle that we got is the heart candle. Now, I hand make these candles. So there's also a lot of energy in this candle. There's also beautiful glitter. I added a lot of blues and golds for abundance, prosperity. And the blue energy is all about the kind of a gratitude over the moon, because this is the blue moon. If you were able, because I just posted the video, if you were able to see the energies of the blue moon, what the goddess came out and expressed was really beautiful. So you're going to put this right in front of the other candle. Okay. And then you can see it on the other video. So if you guys want to go back and forth, both of these videos should be up and you should be able to see them. Okay. So you guys got, here they are. You guys got these blue moon candles, right? You should have gotten a little packet just like this. So these candles just have energy. I didn't write anything on them. I didn't scribe anything. So what you might want to do is add your intention on the candle. And it could be anything. It could be, for example, I'm trying to work over my business and my new home, right? So I'm going to put towards my business, what's going to be for my business will be prosperity. So I'm just going to do like a dollar signal on it. A dollar signal. Okay. So you might not be able to see it. I'll show you how you're going to be able to see it a little better. So what I'm going to do then is we're going to add, you should have gotten your Make-A-Wish oil. So this is when we start to use the oils. So shake the oils. And I like to always put a little bit on myself because I like to connect with the vibration of the energy. I put a little bit on myself. this one smells so good. This is my, I actually made these to sell and then I ended up not selling them. I made that with the first portal opening aligned with Jupiter. So you see how I just give energy? The whole point of this is you're setting your intention, you're feeling the vibration. So it's a very positive energy. Now, if you want to be able to see, let me see if I can see it better here. You might be able to see the dollar sign a little bit. If you have glitter, you could put some glitter on it. That's how I do. It's like if you see this one, you could almost see the sigil because I added glitters and cinnamon. That's what you see in there, cinnamon and glitters and different oils. So that's why you see the sigil so strong. This one already has the sigil, and I did add also a little bit of cinnamon. Now, make sure that when you light these candles, you are around. I cannot repeat that enough, and you'll see why in a little bit. So I'm going to put my money towards the left for receiving, so the left of my heart. And then, since the other one is about my new home, I'm just going to draw a little house on it. Nothing crazy. Think about your kindergarten days. You made a cute little house, you know, with your doggy and your parents and your siblings. So I'm just going to add a little house. And then again, I'm going to grab my oil and hold the intention of the house and bringing it to me, So you want to bring it clockwise, bringing the energy to me. Okay. Bringing the energy to yourself. Okay. Now I'm not going to light my ritual. I'm going to tell you why. So you want to to cast your ritual at the best possible time for yourself. We are all different. So tonight's energy, the blue moon energy, started last night. So since yesterday, I've been doing cleansing, clearing, unblocking, releasing, journaling. So everything that you're doing in these next, and if you listen to the other video that I shared, in the 5 days to 12 days span, it's all blue moon energy. Okay, so whatever you do during this time is all towards the blue moon. The main thing is that you want to set your intentions out loud verbally. And I'm going to share with you some magic sauce. Yes, definitely, Diane. Goodbye, bad vibes. Even though, oh my God, the energy that Spirit said that this moon is bringing is not going to be cute. But it's okay because we're ready, people. We're ready. So something, last night I was up with my angels to super late. I said to my angels, let me blast everybody because they were here earlier waiting, and it's I don't even know what time it is. Yeah, I'm like super duper late. Okay, nobody messaged me. Okay, I just wanted to see. Regardless, this video is going to be up, so you can see it anytime you want. So last night I was up with my angels super late because I was nervous about this hurricane. I don't know if you guys heard about Hurricane Andrew back in 1992. I went through Hurricane Andrew with a 2-week-old newborn baby. So I was just freshly out of the hospital with my newborn when Hurricane Andrew caused catastrophes around South Florida. I was very lucky that my husband, was watching the news because I was a child. I was only 16, 17 years old. And he's like, no, let's head over to my mom's, because I was living at that time with my mom, who lived close to the Homestead area, which is where Andrew reaped havoc. So long story short, it was a very, very traumatic event. And ever since that event, I have been very almost like before everybody knew about PTSD, almost like, similar systems of PTSD, I get really, really anxious and nervous around hurricanes. So I was not expecting this hurricane to come so close to us. Luckily, it is way, way up north, so it has missed us, but we have had lots of tornadoes. The lights, like the electricity has been shaky. You can't see the weather because I'm by my window, but it's like super dark and raining. So it's been a little bit uh, overexcited energy. So I'm trying to do all this stuff also while. So last night, since I couldn't sleep, what I did was I connected with the angels, and I asked the angels about what I'm going through personally. Of course, I'm not going to share exactly because that's for me and my angels. But I wanted to know, which is what I'm sharing with you, because everything that I do and the angels show me, I show and teach you. So I was on the Zoom with Rachel and Karen a couple of days ago, and we were talking about manifesting and how we're blocked, in our adolescence, and how these blocking energies are always coming up and reaping havoc in our lives, making us feel unworthy, or it's not enough, or we don't deserve something, or if we do get something, then we start feeling guilty because maybe our family doesn't have something. We've got to take care. Okay, good. I'm glad you can hear me. So thank you. I know it took me forever to message back, right? Okay, so long story short, I've been asking Spirit, so how do we break that? Like, how do we get rid of that baggage, that clutter? And they're like, Daisy, this is why you're doing this class. When you guys see, and it should go up live tonight, so if you're in the Blue Moon class, where all of you guys are in the Blue Moon class, when you guys see the first workbook that we're going to do, of course, you have the video that I share with you. Sorry, I'm shaking you guys. That I'm sharing everything. It's going to blow your mind off. This is what they told me. So they said to me, you need to say this. And I want you to listen to this. Listen to how strong this is. It blew me away because this is my problem. This is one of my biggest problems. And my angels told me, Daisy, this is not just your problem. Everybody that's an earth angel that's very giving, that is having issues with manifestations, this is their problem too. Listen to this. I am responsible for myself and only myself. If I choose to help someone, it is my choice, no one else's. It is not my responsibility. It is my choice to help others. It is my choice and no one else's. Therefore, I use, and this is what blew me away. So get ready for it. I use my free will. Where is it again? I use my free will to receive all of my dreams and my desires. So I'm asking the angels, I'm like, wait a minute, but don't we have free will? Don't we utilize our free will all the time anyways? And they said to me this. This is where you humans trip up. They didn't say it in those words. What you think free will is actually something else. You're always being influenced, manipulated, and controlled by outside noises. And these noises are usually people, individuals, circumstances very close to home. For example, your parents, your spouses, your co-workers, or the news, the circumstances. You're watching the news. Now, even worse, TikTok. How many of you guys are on TikTok, and every time they say this is happening or that's happening, you're like, oh my God. Especially me. I'm the most gullible person. I believe everything. I don't know about you guys. My cousin's like, so I'm going to tell you a little story. There's this bracelet on TikTok that's going viral. It's astrological manifesting bracelet. And it has lapis lazuli. I love, love, love lapis lazuli. What a coincidence that the new Raziel candles that I just made during this blue moon had lapis lazuli, because lapis lazuli, it's very great for amplifying your intentions and your desires, and great to connect with your angelic team. So I was like, oh my God, the bracelet's $20. It's not bad. $20 bracelet. I sell $20 stuff. So that's not bad. But I was like, I don't know, something was like off. They were selling it too much. And then they're like, look at Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt's wearing them. All these celebrities are wearing these bracelets. So I was like, I'm going to get me a bracelet. But something told me, ask your cousin. My cousin's like my soul brother. are always talking back and forth with stuff. And so I call up my cousin and I tell him about the bracelet, and my cousin starts laughing at me. He's like, I saw it too. And I was like, what a scam. And I'm like, what would you say that? She's like, so like, oh my God, did she manifested this? And she's doing wonderful. Da, da, da. It's like, Daisy, that's what they do. And he goes, and I was like, well, yeah, but all the celebrities are wearing the bracelets. And he's like, Daisy, with AI, the new chat GPT, AI, all that stuff. He goes, you could get any celebrity and put anything you want on them. You could get celebrities to say whatever you want by using AI. And I'm like, oh, I had a moment. I had my ditzy moment. I was like, no way. So wait, this is really gonna knock you. This is what he's like. And then I go to him, I wonder if they're actually selling that bracelet like really cheap somewhere else, like AliExpress. So I get on Google and I Google the bracelet. There's this new site that my granddaughter absolutely loves, and I might be saying it wrong. It's like Tamu or Timu or something like that. I don't know if you heard it. The bracelets are 89 cents with free shipping. I'm like, holy smokes. I was like, okay. It's incredible. So you say, I am responsible for myself and only for myself. If I choose to help someone else, it's my choice. And it's because I want to do it. Therefore, I use my free will to receive all of my dreams and my desires. As I deserve all of my dreams and my desires, I have the free will to accept all the worth I desire. I use my free will, and then I put how much I have this. So even though I don't have this, and I'm going to use my coach bag, for example, I deserve and I am worthy of having my sequins hot pink coach bag. I deserve and I desire and I am worthy of having X amount of money in my bank account. I am using my free will because I deserve and I desire to have a loving, compatible, flowing relationship. Isn't it crazy? It is crazy. I just see like your handle, so I don't know who you are. AM96. Oh, is that you, Rachel? You told me it was Rachel. Oh, yours hasn't gotten there yet? I have to check the tracking. Because you should have gotten it. Let me, I could check right here. So you say, you use your free will, because what is free will? So I asked the angels, and I'm getting all into this, and I know we're going to get to the whole candle magic, but this is part of our manifesting. This is part of our journey. This is so, so important. Let me. I don't see it. I have to look at it because I don't see it. But I'll look at it now. I'll write it on my notes not to forget to look at it. Okay, so everything that we say we use with free will. So I asked the angels, what is free will? So I thought free will was, okay, I have the choice to, instead of waking up at 10 o'clock in the morning, I want to sleep in and I wake up at sorry, I glitched. I have the free will to choose to whatever, right? I thought it was like my choice to decide X, Y, Z. Free will is more than that. And I never knew that. Free will is you having the faith that something is yours because you deserve it, because you're worthy of it. So then you set your mind, because your mind is divine God energy. It's kind of like, so in divine providence prayer, which I wrote about it here, I ask not for more riches, but more wisdom with which to accept wisely the riches I received at birth, in the form of the power to control my mind and direct my mind to whatever ends I desire. But what if divine providence Napoleon Hill, because that's Napoleon Hill that I'm quoting. Now add free will to that, as that is God's gift to us. The power of my free will to control and direct my mind to whatever ends I desire. Because the outside noise tells us that you don't deserve this. The outside noise tells us that you're not worthy of it. So then you reflect on yourself. Then you start to feel less than because you feel maybe not beautiful enough or not worthy of having, per se, the Coach bag that costs us $1,000. Because you feel guilty because that's $1,000 that you could give to your family. That's my situation. So when do you become worthy? When is it okay to have enough money to help your family and buy yourself the freaking Coach bag? Do you see the difference? Like, why not? Why can't I have both? Why can't I have my $1,000 Coach bag and $1,000 to help my family? Why can't I have both, or better, or more? So that is when free will comes into place. Is you acknowledging the fact that you can have anything and everything you desire. And we have been so tripped up, so confused, so manipulated to think otherwise. For me, the reason I say the responsibility is because the huge block the Spirit shared with me when I was a little girl was that I was told over and over at the age of 4 to 5 years old that I was responsible for my siblings, that I was responsible. And when my mom used to get sick, my great aunt would come over and tell me that I was the oldest one, so it was my responsibility to take care of my mom. Do you hear that as you're telling a small child that they're responsible? It's like such a weight on them. And I never knew that, because I'm talking about, this is an age that I barely remember. So it wasn't until angels took me to that timeline that I saw this. I saw myself as a child, my mother telling me I was responsible because I was the older one. So it's my responsibility to take care of the family. And then my great aunt, because my mother was sick in bed, supposedly dying, telling me that it was my responsibility to take care of my mom. So isn't that crazy? Where is the other? It's on my YouTube. Just go to the YouTube, my channel, and you should see both lives. I can't leave. Let's see if I can see both lives. Yep, both lives are there. Both lives are there. This one that you're seeing me at is unlisted, so that's not going to show up. The one that shows up is the one that's listed, that you can see what the candle looks like. All right, I think only Diane. Diane, you're still there, right? I think Diane is the only one in my other live. So now that we got, and you can see, so I have this one first. It's almost like I'm creating a pyramid. Regardless, I'm going to upload the other video. It's live, so you'll be able to see it. And I have these. Like I said, my home is to my right because I'm giving. I have to give money to receive my home. So I'm putting it to my right. And my prosperity to my left because I'm receiving the prosperity. And then I have my heart candle right in the center. So it almost creates like a small pyramid. Okay? And then you're going to use your Make-A-Wish oil because that's what you got. Now that Make-A-Wish oil has blue moon energy from 2020 All Hallows Eve. I do not sell that oil in my shop. So the blue moon oil, the Make-A-Wish oil that you got has the energy of 2020 All Hallows Eve. So I put some on my wrists, behind my ears, and you feel that beautiful energy, okay? And then when you're ready, you can light your candles. Now, I know a lot of people listen to social media, and the blue moon energy is today at whatever time. The blue moon energy started last night. The blue moon energy continues until the 5th of September, but then the energy still goes until the 12th, which is crazy because that's almost till the next new moon, because the new moon is on the 14th. Now, why am I telling you this? We all have our special numerological number, our numerology number. You have different numbers, but you have your life number. So the life numbers are usually from 1 to 10. I recommend that you do some of the lighting, and you could set the intentions today. It doesn't mean that you don't set the intentions. Setting the intentions, I did it on my journal, okay? Please make sure that you have your journal for our class, because it's very, very important. It's very, very important that you have your journal. Okay, so you want to set your intention of what you desire as in having it. I have the free will to choose to have. You're having it. You have. It's yours. Nobody could tell you otherwise. And when you see our first worksheet, you're going to see the energy that I'm using, that what you are going to ask has no outlet but to come true. Now, with that being said, come true as in creating the success that you want, the businesses that you want, the money that you want, buying the house that you want, living wherever it is that you desire to live in. It's not going to work against other people's free will. So, like if you're trying to create a certain relationship to do what you want, it's not going to work for that unless they want the same thing. So what you're going to do, what we are going to do, is influence the relationship. So if you're having problems in your relationship, creating what it is that you desire out of the relationship with compromises, working together. Okay. For example, I want to go out on more dates and go out on like little mini vacations. So creating the energy, speaking to my husband so we could both be on the same page that this is something that we both want to add that extra energy. I have a client that her and her husband manifest together, and that is so powerful when you have someone, a partner, that co-creates with you guys, because your manifestations are just so much more powerful. So besides that, anything and everything that you ask for during this Lifebook class, you're going to receive because of the energy that we will be using. You are manipulating life to go the way you desire, because that is God's gift to you. Your God-given gift from the moment that you are born into this reality is free will. And you are using your free will to create the life that you desire. I'm going to tell you guys, when Spirit showed me this last night, I was like, holy smokes. I never saw that. I never saw that. How many of you guys understand? How many of you understand what I'm sharing with you? Let me know. Let me know if you completely understand the whole process of how you are going to use the energy to create the lives that you desire. How no one is ever going to mess with your energy. That is it. No one or nothing is ever going to mess with your energy. And some of the things might happen overnight. Some of the things might take a few weeks. The bigger things might take a few months. Some of the things might take longer. Beautiful. Thank you, Diane. I'm going to give you a crazy manifestation that I didn't even recognize until after the fact. A lot of you guys do not know that I'm a painter. You probably don't know that. That's kind of like my secret hobby. You probably know about my arts and crafts and stuff. I would love that. Yes, absolutely. So, I'm going to say, I think I did this in maybe 2019 or 2020. So it's been years, guys. I did a painting. You do? My flamingo painting, absolutely. I love my flamingo painting. 5 years to paint that guy. So I don't sell my paintings. I don't sell them. My paintings are going to be my kind of like my gift after I pass to my children and my grandchildren. They could keep it. My daughter's like, I'm not selling that, Mom. And I was like, yeah, but you don't know that, because I do have a famous last name. You could look up my third cousin, Roberto Fabello. He is a very, very popular painter. His paintings go for thousands upon thousands of dollars. Very weird, very dark. I truly don't even care about him. But I was talking, I went because I did the research and I went to a couple of galleries and they actually wanted to, for me to like send in some of my work. And I might not, I don't know, because I do love to paint, but I don't know if I want to take it to the place of having other people, like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Long story short, I painted this beautiful Halloween cat. She's turned around. She's on a fence, huge blue moon right behind her, and it's a cute little jack-o'-lantern. Like, I'm really, really proud of that painting. And I have it up. When you walk into my house, it's up on the wall. And I was looking at it the other day when I was doing my altar work, and I looked at the painting, and I'm like, oh my God, that's my cat. That's Umbreon. So, long story short, let's go backwards a year. I was talking to my cousin because he does readings for me. And he's like, Daisy, you need a cat. You work with the goddess Boss, because I absolutely love the goddess Boss. She showed up. She shows up all the time in my house. And I'm talking about like I see her. Like, no, it's crazy the way I see spirit. So my cousin in a reading that we were exchanging readings, was kind of like midnight margaritas, talking to spirits. So he tells me that I needed to have a cat. So at that moment, I declared, well, fine, let her find me. If I'm supposed to have a cat, let her find me. I'm not going to go out of my way. I'm not going to do anything crazy. I'm not going to buy a cat. She'll find me. So about a few months after that, I don't even know how long after that. It might not even been that long. I was calculating a year's time. Might have been less. My daughter comes up to me and she's like, Mom, I really don't want you to get upset. I know how you are about pets, but my friend needs to give up her cat. And I said, okay, we'll take her. I didn't know what Umbreon looked like. I didn't know anything about her. When they bring Umbreon over, I almost died. She's completely black. She's the most gorgeous cat you could ever see. She's as fluffy as they come, so loving. We have conversations together. She follows me around the house. I know when she wants to drink. I know when she wants to eat. She says hello. It is completely crazy how we manifest such magic into our lives. And it's all because we set these intentions. And I said, like I told Spirit, I'm not going to chase it. I'm not going to run around. I'm going to allow this beautiful energy to come to me. So in energies like relationships and, pets and stuff like that, you give the doors complete leverage to connect with your energy. So I would say I'm using my free will to accept the pet that is supposed to be synchronized with me, that I'm supposed to have. Back then I did it a little differently because, like I said, since it was something like, it was like me and my cousin manifesting together. Like, he was blessing me to have this beautiful cat that I needed to have in my life. And she is wonderful. She's absolutely wonderful. So tonight, when you set your intentions in your journal, I want you to use that. I want you to take away the responsibilities for others. Okay? You are not responsible for others. I know, Rachel, I figured it out. I completely figured it out. Yes, exactly. Now you have the free will to make the life that you desire. Whatever it is that you want, however it is that you want. Because think about it, because it took my angels to really break things down. That's why I repeat so much and I try to break things down to such a level, because you might not hear it the first time or the second or the third. You might come back to this video later and be like, because now you're like, I don't know what the heck Daisy's talking about. And then come back later and be like, oh, have your aha moment and be like, holy smokes. Or since we're going to connect with specific angels during this beautiful blue moon energy, the angel might visit you and give you your aha moment to realize that you do have the power to create whatever it is that you want in your life. Now, they're giving me another example, and I know why they're giving it to me, because there's somebody here very special that wants to have a family of their own. So, if I get emotional, I'm sorry. Back in 1999, I really started working with my angels. Before that, I used to have like panic attacks and stuff like that. I had maybe my atheist moment. Not really atheist. I think I was just upset at God, you know. So I stopped connecting with God. I stopped connecting with spirits, and the angels refound me. And it was through a book called Angel Speaks. You guys could buy it by Barbara, Mark, and Trudy Griswold. Amazing, amazing book. It was one of the first books that really, really connected me with my angelic team. So I met my beautiful angels, and they told, ask what you want. Just declare what you want. Whatever you want, just ask for it. So very similar to our free will. So I had my two boys, and I was wanting to have a little girl. I wanted to have a little girl because me and my mom, in the first earlier years, we had a great relationship. We really did. We used to go shopping together. We had our little business together. I would tell her my stuff. She would tell me hers. We had a nice relationship. And I wanted that with my own daughter. And I wanted it to be even better. I had plans. I had desires. I had dreams. So I asked for my daughter. I didn't hold a time frame. I didn't say, I want to have her by this year. I want to have her by that year. No. It was very open. It was, this is what I decided I want. I want my little girl. I want her to come super healthy. And when she needs to come, whenever. Because I know that I'm influencing, I'm asking for something that, it's a living being. So I really cannot, you know what I'm saying? Like there's certain things that you just can't. Think about Aladdin and the genie. So long story short, I did get pregnant and I did have a miscarriage. And I was very sad. I got, postpartum, the whole shebang. 9 months after that, I got pregnant again. And this time I didn't say nothing because I was so scared. And I was quiet. I didn't tell anybody because I did lose the pregnancy before that, going into my second trimester. So it was very, very traumatic experience being in your second trimester, almost going through like labor and losing your baby. So the 9 months after that, I get pregnant again, and I don't say anything. I stay very quiet. I'm very excited. And I was like, okay, I felt my angels like all the time, like almost like this beautiful, safety, loving energy all around me. And I was like, oh my God, this is my little girl. Every time that I would go do an ultrasound, always her legs were closed, so I wouldn't see that she was a girl. So it wasn't until I was almost 8 months pregnant that the doctor was finally able to do an ultrasound, because I did have, my pregnancy was very complicated. I actually had her at 32 weeks. I had preeclampsia. It was really bad. Emergency C-section, the whole shebang. It was just a chaotic situation. So I felt that she was my miracle, that I wasn't supposed to have any more babies. And, God, Holy Spirit, Jesus, the angels blessed me with, my intention, my desire. So I know that whatever we ask for with true intention, with true love, with allowing, will come to us. I know that sometimes we go through stuff. I go through stuff all the time, and I'm like, oh, I'm so upset this hasn't happened, or this has happened. I don't want this to happen. So having this knowledge, this wisdom, that you could actually control your life to the aspect of having, like my angels told me, Daisy, material stuff is so, like, they didn't say petty, but almost like they said it was so like easy to have. And I was like, so why do we go through such dire situations to pay off debt? And then here, get this, okay, ready? They're like, why do you call it debt? And I was like, well, because, I owe $20,000 to my freaking school loans. That's debt. They're like, no, that's not debt. You went to school, right? I said, yes. You have an associate's degree, right? I said, yes. They said, well, that's a blessing. They say the moment that you turn things around, and instead of seeing the negative um, definition and seeing the positive definition, it completely changes it. You are not in debt $20,000. You have an associate, so you received something and they gave you a loan that you do have to pay back, giving and receiving. So every time that you write a check, feel positive. And I already do that for my utilities because I'm grateful that I have light. I'm grateful for my beautiful apartment. So I do have gratitude over like those bills because I learned that from Louise Hay. But I didn't recognize that. Like, for example, I'm so like, I'm not getting a credit card. But they're like, why not? And I was like, because they're thieves. And they're like, no, if you fix your credit and you get a nice credit, you get a credit card, like let's say an American Express Gold, like your friend has, and I want you to call her and ask her about it, um, that's a good credit card. Their fee, they don't charge fees unless you pay late. They give you really good, like they give you like thousands of dollars. The only thing is, yes, you have to pay them back. But they're like, think about if you have that amount of money that you could invest in your business, and then you could take the money and just pay them back. That's money that you have every month that you. And it's like the way that they were explaining it to me. And when I called her up, I said, hey, is it true that you have an American Express? And she's like, oh my God. She's like freaking out, like, how do you know this? And I was like, my angels kind of told me to ask you about it. And she told us, yeah. So I get $5,000 a month because she's a server. And I only have 1,000. I don't ask for more because that's all I need to like pay. Like my husband takes care of like the rent, so she does like the groceries and the utilities and stuff, and $1,000 covers that. So she uses that to pay all her stuff, and then once she's done at the end of the month, when she gets her deposit, she pays it all off. So that's not debt. You understand what I'm saying? Do you see how we just changed that? You know, how we just completely changed that? It's so crazy to me when we start to see things through a new perspective, how everything just becomes almost like so lucid, so um how do I explain, like vivid, almost like you're seeing a new color, or you're seeing something for the first time. You're like, whoa, why didn't I think of that before? So right, I am responsible for myself and only for myself. If I choose to help someone, it is my choice and not my responsibility. Therefore, I use my free will to receive all of my dreams and desires as I deserve, and I am worthy of all of my dreams and all of my desires. And then you want to fill it in with, I have the free will, or where is it? Yeah, I have the free will to accept and have my $1,000 pink sequence coach bag and whatever it is that you desire to have. And it's okay. You know, like I was telling my soul cousin, I was like, you know what it is? It is so crazy that I wait to like, you know, I'll have like, see, like this t-shirt, this is like a $5 t-shirt from what is it called? Five and Below, that my daughter loves. But I loved it because it's Betty Boop, so I bought 3 of them. Because I absolutely love the t-shirt, right? $5 freaking. So 3 of them is 15 plus taxes, right? But it's like, and I like to purchase stuff from Victoria's Secret. One, because they last forever, and 2, because they're super cute and they have my size. So plus plus plus. But it's not like you know what I'm saying? It's not like I'm the type of person that was like, oh my God, that's cute, let me get it. You know? Or sometimes I'm like, oh, that's cute, but I have to pay the rent, or I'm gonna take this money out of this. And then spirit, like the angels are like, well, no, if you're abundance and you're prosperous, you have more than enough to get this and pay all your stuff and then some. So until, and I did my wealth class, and we talk about this in the wealth class, but it's like you don't really see stuff until you're ready to see them. Does that make sense? So until you're ready to acknowledge that you can have whatever you actually want. And that is what this blue moon is here to teach us. And this is why you have the power to have whatever you want. I'm going to write it in. Let me just write it in. Give me a second. That way you guys could just like copy and paste it. And I think it's super crazy because as I'm doing this class, Spirit just showed me this last night. And this is part of our class. The first module, Spirit just showed me to me a couple days ago. And I knew, like before, I remember when I first did the wealth class. The wealth class was really, really my first baby. And the Spirit was showing me like things as they went, And it wasn't that I doubt it, because I don't doubt Spirit, but as a human, your ego is going to be like, oh my God, Daisy, you have to turn in the next module. What's Spirit waiting for? You're going to be late. And, they start like, kind of trying to manipulate you, right? And now it's just like, okay, whenever you're ready, Spirit. And they're like, okay, here we go. This is what you're showing. This is what you're learning. This is what you're expanding. And it's so crazy. Here's another one. I have been trying to read Autobiography of a Yogi for years now. Every time I sit with the book and I read it, I'll start reading it, and then I'll get to a certain chapter and be like, I don't know what the fuck I read. This is so complicated for me. And maybe you guys are reading and you'll be like, what is Daisy talking about? This book is easy. I understand it. So as I'm progressing, as I'm right now in my zone doing my hermit mode energy, because when I do these classes, I go hermit. Yes, I teach you and I'm here for you, but I'm still in hermit mode. That means that I'm focusing on my intentions, my desires, doing the work, and I'm not doing like any rituals and any stuff for anybody else, just us, what we're doing here now, right? So as I'm in this hermit mode, Spirit tells me last night, okay, Daisy, are you ready? Because you are now going to understand reading Autobiography of a Yogi. And I was like, holy smokes, this is amazing, because it's such a the book is wonderful. There's so much positive energy in it, but I really, really wanted to understand what I was reading, because I would have to reread it and then I would take some, but it wasn't enough. I wasn't really when you go to school and you want to attain or retain, right? Retain the knowledge. It's like sometimes you don't. Sometimes you have to listen to this a couple of times. Just like when I taught you guys, again, I'm going to the wealth class. When we saw the video of Abdullah, for those of you that took the wealth class, I showed you the video of Abdullah, who was Neville Goddard's teacher. All of Neville Goddard's teachings came from Abdullah and Morgenthau. And Morgenthau and Neville all learned from Abdullah. And it was the way that Abdullah taught Neville how to see things with unwavering faith. This has no option but to happen. There's no other option. And I have heard that video, and I'm not exaggerating, over 100 times. At least once a week, I will put on that video while I'm cleaning the house or doing my dishes. And every time I listen to that video, I take in something else. I learn something else. And it's a 20-minute video. It's not even that long. But it's the teachings that are there that sometimes your subconscious, that's what we're going to learn so much. And I can't teach you all of this in one little session. Our subconscious has been embedded with everything that everyone has tried to teach us, especially when we're young. That's when we're a sponge. We're a sponge from the moment that we are created inside of our mother's womb. We're absorbing everything our mother says. We're absorbing her emotions and her feelings, what's going on outside. And then when we're babies and toddlers, we're absorbing everything. That's why we learn the language that we learn, because if not, instead of learning Spanish and English, I could have learned Mandarin or Portuguese or French or Italian, right? Why did I not learn that and I learned this? It's because what was surrounding me was Spanish and English, right? Makes sense. So we are absorbing what is around us, what is being taught to us. So we have to then subconsciously reprogram our minds. And that's what you're going to be doing. And it's not going to happen in just the 30 days that we're going to be working together. You have to keep at it. But that's the cool thing about this class, is that it's yours forever. That you could do it and do it and do it and learn new stuff and manipulate the energy around you to continue to create the lifestyle that you desire. So yeah, I'm gonna add that. My blue moon. You have questions about the ritual. I wrote your intentions already on here. Like I said, some of them faded off. That is okay. It's still there because not only did I write them, but I added the energy to them. So if you want to add more energy, you may do so. Use your little candles to add your intentions and desires. Maybe from the moment that you sent me your intentions and desires, because I've been doing this for months, some of you got this ritual over 2 months ago. Maybe something changed. Maybe you want to shift something around. That is okay. Use the little candles to do that. The big candle is just the blue moon energy. You don't have to do anything to it. I'm pretty sure even on the bottom it says something on it. I can't even read it anymore. That's how long ago I did it. So yeah, if you're at home, you don't have this ritual, it is fine. Grab yourself a candle and set your intention. The point is just to set your intention. And the oils, you do the oils to add intention to the candle. So I bless the candles with the oil. And I like to think about you're adding love energy to the candle. You're just adding all that love energy. And I wrote like around the candle, like my candle says abundance. Because what is abundance? Abundance is everything. Abundance is love. Abundance is abundance and joy and prosperity and health. Like abundance is overall everything that I intend and I desire. So I put I am abundance on the candle. All right. Let's see what time it is. Because I have a certain time that I'm going to be lighting my candle. So I might just wait here with you guys to light the main candle. Okay, I have more candles that I'm going to be using, and I'm going to be sharing. You'll be the first to see the Archangel Raziel candles, and then we will connect with Archangel Raziel. I thought I had my candles here. Diane, do you see them? You guys, oh, I see them. I want to show you how cool these candles came out. I just created these during the blue moon energy. They're capturing blue moon energy. This one was a whoops. I have a feeling the eye is inside. Let's see if I could. It has crystals. It has lapis lazuli. I love these candles. So I'm going to use these different energies just to keep everything that I'm working on. This is why they have the eye protected. And I'm using the beautiful energy of Archangel Raziel. Now, he is the first angel that has been showing up in our work. And the reason why he is showing up is because Archangel Raziel is the keeper of mysteries and secrets. He is the holder of the Akashic records. Like he holds the keys to your Akashic records. So I want you to get to a place where you simply call upon him. Like I want you to see how easy it is to call upon your angels. Now I still have to send you guys your 3 archangels. I'm working on that. I have most of you guys's, but it's more than that. It's not just, oh, here are the archangels. I have to make sure that here you got the names, you got their psalm that goes with their name, the best time, because they have their specific time for you to connect with them. So it's quite lovely to work with these beautiful archangels. I don't want to. Okay. All right. So let's call upon Archangel Raziel. And before I go, I will put up the phrase that way everybody has it to use. Archangel Raziel, we invoke your divine essence and energy as we are all sitting here through the opening of the blue moon energy in Pisces. Beautiful spiritual sign of Pisces, the essence and energy of the fish, which defines abundance in all the areas in our lives. We are here in front of you, Archangel Raziel, as we are taking in all of this wisdom that you have shared with us during this session. We ask that during our sleeping lucid state that you share with us what we each need to see, understand, and acknowledge in our basic form. So however it is that we learn, that we receive messages, please illustrate them specifically for each and every one of us in our very unique states of mind to comprehend what you are trying to teach us. We welcome the knowledge of our personal Akashic records, our purposes, so we could walk on our path and our journey easily and effortlessly and always forward motion. We ask that you share with us anything that we need to know to shift our realities, to shift our intentions, our thoughts, our goals, our actions, so that we are always living harmonious, blessed, abundant lives. Thank you. Thank you, beautiful Archangel Raziel. We look forward to witnessing your magic, your energy, and our own divine special ways that you show up in our lives. We are grateful for the divinity that we have just encountered during this blue moon. Namaste. As always works, is always a blessing, so much to be. So you see how I asked Archangel Raziel to show up in our lives, the very best ways for us to decipher. In the live that I did with Rachel and Karen, I expressed that I have an angel that almost speaks like Yoda. He speaks like in riddles, like almost like in backwards. So it's really, really hard for me to understand what this angel is trying to share with me. So I asked the angel to please bring it down to a level that I could comprehend. So sometimes she shows me messages through books. Sometimes I'm hearing through podcasts. But I always get his little Yoda kind of voice expressing, hey, this is coming from me. I need you to pay attention. So just be aware of what your angels are showing you and how they're showing them. Okay, so I'm going to wrap this up. I'm going to close my other one. And so I could have room to add the message there, the phrase. Okay? Getting that out of the way. I'm becoming so professional with all my stuff. And let me tell you, I am not technology savvy. Okay, so I'm responsible for myself. And I know, okay, so let me tell you what happened. When Spirit first shared this with me, because as an earth angel and as the savior of the world that I feel like I need to be, at first I felt like a shock, like almost like I got like electrocuted. Like, what do you mean? I'm not responsible for everybody. It was like I had a moment. I felt guilty. I felt guilt. Like, no, but I need to help everybody. And they're like, wait a minute, Daisy, wait a minute, slow down, girl. We didn't say you're not going to help anybody. And then they go, I am responsible for myself and only for myself. If I choose to help someone, it is my choice and not my responsibility. So they shared to me that it's not that I was going to help anybody. It's not that I was being selfish. Is that I'm responsible for me, just like you're responsible for you. Just like, and usually in our love relationships, we feel that it is the other person's responsibility to make us happy, or vice versa. We feel that it's our responsibility to make the other person happy. But that's not how it is. No one is responsible for your happiness but yourself. Nobody is responsible to love you but yourself. Now, relationships, you love each other. It's a give and receive. But if you're needy and you're like always me, poor me, what about me? Then you're taking from that energy and sabotaging the relationship because you're trying to take more than what you're receiving, or vice versa. You're taking so much from yourself to give to the other person. So there has to be a balance. And sometimes we all come out of balance. There's no such thing as a 100% balanced relationship. There always has to be a compromise, because if you like you're giving too much or you're not giving enough, you should be able to talk about it. That's what good relationships do. So I'm responsible for myself and only myself. And then if I choose to help someone, that is my choice. Excuse my misspelling. And not my responsibility. Not my responsibility. Therefore, I use my free will to receive. Therefore, I use my free will to receive. Where is it? I use my free will to receive all of my dreams and desires. Receive all of my dreams and desires. I deserve all of my dreams and I desire, as I am worthy and deserving of all of my dreams and desires. I use my free will. And then you go, I use my free will to have, and you state what you desire. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Yeah, so you could do black magic. Like, I get people all the time, they're like, no, I need you to manipulate. And head work does manipulate, okay? So the head work, but I do healing. I don't just because in the beginning, if you bring someone back, you don't know how many times I would bring people back into the relationship. And then, yeah, you could go by. And then it wasn't meant to be because there was nothing there. It was unrequited. The person had moved on. They came back because of the whole influence, because we are allowed to influence one another. I mean, you're constantly being influenced. You're constantly doing stuff against your will because you're being so influenced and manipulated by outside sources, from your bosses to your partners to your parents to whoever is around you trying to get you to do X, Y, and Z. So the question is, when you do it in a way of healing, because for example, I know that you're meant to be with your beloved because you did get the soulmate energy. So when it is a soulmate energy, you know that you're supposed to be with them. You're supposed to be with each other. But maybe they're going through something that they have to take care of. So you allowing that energy. One of my uncles, and she knows the story, we did this radical. We did on-call work. Like, I was her on-call psychic, meaning that we talked for hours. We texted back and forth every day. We have severe sessions every single week that were crazy. And one of the sessions, we declared a date where we were going to express to this person that we had nothing to do with them. We were going to express, the hurt, the pain, the anguish. We set a date. We declared a date. On that date, the person showed up. It was completely different from what we said we were going to do. But our declaration of that date, of this is it, we're releasing, we're letting go, we're surrendering, we're not going to put up with this bullshit anymore, created this kind of spiral of energy that this person came back in the most unexpected way. So you never know when you're doing the work, when you're doing this deep down work, what will happen. And it was crazy. That was like, wow. I feel like that was one of my most powerful psychic moments with anyone. Because it was so, well, besides me predicting my grandbaby on my birthday. That was really cool too. Anywho, it's just like, I tell my cousin, I'm like the Professor Trelawney of the human world. I don't know if you guys know Professor Trelawney from Harry Potter. Because she'll say stuff and she's very quirky, but she has these like unexpected moments where she does these prophecies that have no choice but to happen. And when we do that type, and this is why my on-call work is so powerful, because I'm literally working with your energy and we go through it. Like, I have a client who every month we do our spiritual chat where we do like venting. And she says, Daisy, I look forward to this every single month because, yeah, it's $222. But we go in an hour where I take her from from like Z all the way back to A, because she's like so overwhelmed by everything that's going on in her life. So she's allowed to purge and cry and scream and shout and just get rid of all that toxic energy. And I allow her to do that. And then we go into spirit takes over and it's like, okay, well, what about this? And what about that? And then it's like we de-escalate those energies in a moment that she's like, once I'm done with her, and sometimes it might take 2 hours. Sometimes she has to like, okay, Daisy, wait, I need an extra hours, ka-ching, because sometimes we need that. But she says that this is like, the best $300, sometimes even $400 that she spends every month because of what happens to her. And with her is she's had a really, really traumatic experience, really, really traumatic experience. And we can't get over that in one night. We can't. If you have trauma from your childhood, from like abuse, PTSD, if you went through war, heartbreak, someone left you unexpectedly, and they just like, took the rug from under you, and you're just like, what the fuck happened? What did I do? Like, you want answers because you want to know what you did. You want to know because, your ego's telling you it was your fault. Then you go into self-loathing. Like, there's so many energies that go through these moments, these experiences in our lives. And they start to embed our subconscious. They start to like feed our subconscious. And in our subconscious, what it does, as a sponge, it absorbs this. And then when you try to add something, it says, no, wait, you said this. Wait, think about a sponge. What does a sponge do? If you put a sponge in water, it takes up the water, right? It absorbs the water. Is it going to give you new water? Is it going to take any more water? Because it's already full, right? So what do you have to do to the sponge? You have to squeeze it, right? You got to squeeze all the water out. And then you could add the new water. You got clean water. Understand? You get the metaphor? Same thing. You're doing the dishes with a sponge, it's going to get really, really dirty. So you have to clean the sponge, right? Clean it, put it maybe in some bleach, soapy water to clean that little sponge, And then it's clean, then it's new, and then it's fresh, and it's fresh water. Your subconscious is the same exact way. Same exact way. So it's just absorbing everything that we take in, everything we see, everything we tell ourselves. That's why mirror work is so powerful and at the same time so traumatizing. Because how many times have you stand in front of the mirror and be like, I'm skinny. And I'm looking at myself and like, no, bitch, you're not. You think you are, but you're not. So it's like, mirror work is the most powerful work that you could ever do, but it's also the hardest because you have to believe what you're telling yourself. Because what is a mirror? A mirror is a reflection. It's a reflection, but it's also a portal. Because nobody really knows what a mirror is or where it came from or how it was created. No science can explain what a mirror is and where it came from. There is nothing that expresses what it is. Not only that, there's, and I saw this on TikTok, it really blew me away. Go to the mirror and put something back here and then put a paper in front of it. The mirror still shows what's behind the paper. How? If it's, my hand's hiding. How is the reflection of my hand still in the mirror? It's like crazy. It is absolutely nuts. Meaning that the mirror, there's no hidden agenda. It sees everything. And that is like, wow. So you want to amplify your manifestation when you get to a moment of super duper faith, do mirror work. Do mirror work. All right, guys, get to it. I will see you on our class. It should be up live tonight. If you have any problems logging in, please message me at lovegoddessdaisy@yahoo.com. The first module is already up. We're not going to be doing modules every single day because some of the modules have a lot of energy and a lot of work. I am excited to hear your crazy stories. Happy blue moon. Namaste.